In 2016, G stood in a clinical office, clutching a diagnostic report. At 40, he was a man defined by motion, a special education teacher, a CrossFit devotee, and a guide for whitewater rafting trips. But a persistent, swollen lymph node had led to a diagnosis of mucosal melanoma. It was a rare, aggressive cancer with a survival rate of only 20 to 30%. His father-in-law had succumbed to this same disease 5 years prior. G looked at his young son, then at his wife, and made a silent vow. The journey began with hope, but soon turned into a grueling test of endurance. When his first clinical trial failed after 22 months, the shadows grew longer. A second trial left him physically shattered, his body reeling from side effects. G found himself at the edge of despair, watching the life he loved slip away. He was used to fighting rapids, but this was a different kind of struggle. The National Cancer Institute offered a final lifeline, a pioneering TIL therapy trial. G decided to step into the unknown, becoming the first to try this radical approach. Surgeons removed a tumor, and in a sterile lab, the real work began. Scientists isolated the few white blood cells fighting the cancer from within. They took these tiny warriors and multiplied them into billions. When the infusion finally began, G lay still in his hospital bed. He felt nothing but the cold, rhythmic drip of the IV. Yet inside his veins, a massive, engineered army was waking up. These were his own cells, now empowered and precision-guided. They were no longer outnumbered. They were a flood of reinforcements. Day by day, the invisible war raged within him, fueled by hope. 1 year later, the results were undeniable. His scans were clear. The cancer was gone. 8 years have passed since that life-changing infusion. Today, G is a school vice principal, a pillar of his community. He spends his weekends cheering at swim meets, and his mornings pushing himself on a mountain bike. His hair has turned a striking, snowy white, the only visible mark. He is the Marvel superhero his son admires. This is the power of TIL therapy, turning the body's own immune system into a weapon. The era of living with cancer is shifting toward living without it. For those facing the wall, G's story is more than a miracle. It is a map to reclaiming life.